Dimebag Daryl. F.O. in the house. F.O. Yo, drop frames. No, what the fuck? God damn it. Fucking YouTube, piece of shit. I gotta pay for a YouTube upgrade. They're gonna make me pay for YouTube Red. I ain't fucking playing for YouTube Red. A new era of confidence and power. confidence, and power. Who else is here? Jared Curtis? I fucking can't fucking read this fucking computer so tiny. Jared Curtis, have you played on WPT yet? Yes. I played with my free gold coins. I no longer have any free gold coins. I haven't deposited money on there yet. That's next. Maybe I'll try to deposit money on there on next week's show. All right, let's get this show started. 6 p.m. We'll start taking live calls. 516-259-9515. I want some respect tonight on the phone lines. Is there no standards anymore? This is what the European team was saying at the Ryder Cup. Are there no standards anymore? Live calls 6 p.m. 516-259-9515. I'm gonna fire up the live call machine when this song's over. Zero drop frames. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a fucking advertisement again. God damn it, I gotta get... Pantera must need money. They put an ad every 3 minutes. That's all right. I want Pantera to make money. Walk on home, boy! Time Bag Daryl. Special guest tonight, Veronica Brill. Walk on home, boy! All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. There we go. Goodbye, Pantera. Hello, Pokersesh. Phone lines open 516-259-9515. Hopefully everything's working well. Hopefully we have no dropped frames tonight. No dropped calls. Let's see here. Here we got a call coming in. Let me add this call in here. How do I add? Why the fuck aren't you adding in? Oh, there we go. Admit. 408. You're on Pokersesh.
What's up, Limon?
Oh!
It's Veronica.
Hey, it's Veronica, the very special guest host tonight. What's new?
Yes. You know, just hanging out with my favorite host of Pokersesh, Limon.
I'm glad
I can't seem to find you live.
They've made it quite an ordeal. You have to go to the WPT YouTube site, and then you have to go under the live tab, I think.
Yeah, I'm there now. I just found you. I had to refresh. So here we are.
Or you could go to the...
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything's great. Or you could go to the Twitch, WPT Twitch site, and that should be live there too. If there's any technical difficulties, feel free to talk about that in the chat, and I'll try to fix it. As of right now, things seem to be going pretty good. Last week we had some dropped frames, but I got a new modem, and I hope that works. And if the new modem works, we shouldn't have those problems this week. Let me see here. Make sure I can see the chat. Yeah, there's a guy in the chat, Jared, asked if I've played on WPT yet. And I have. I played my free coins. Apparently, you get like a few free coins, and you can play with those. And I lost all of my free coins.
Do they get free coins if they use your promo code Limon on WPT Gold?
Yeah, that's what I've been told, that you get $5 in free coins. And you can go there and lose your free coins just like I did. Trying to snap off a bluff. I don't know. I don't know how people play online. I don't know. It was free coins. I figure for free coins, people have to have a lot of bluffs in their ranges because it's just free coins. Who gives a fuck? But no, this guy showed up with it. He showed up with the goods.
I have a prediction for the code Limon free coins because everyone's got their own codes, but I predict that someone in your audience that uses code Limon will spin it up to like $100,000.
Oh.
They're $5 in free coins. I'm predicting that will happen.
Hey, I hope it's yeah, I don't know. I hope it's you or somebody else. Wayne would be perfect. Uh, Anybody want to
I'll
call in?
literally lose it like minute after I get it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I like got on there, got my free coins, found a table where the free coins worked, and then they were just gone, like one hand or something. I'm like, fuck it, free coins. I can't take. It's hard to take free coins seriously, but I mean, I don't know. The next time I do a show, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to try to, going to try to put money on there live on air and see if it works. So we're going to see if they can take some of my money. All the sharks over there. So let's see here. People tuning in now. Nice. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Feel free to call in live, 516-259-9515 for anything you want to talk about. World Poker Tour, any form of gambling, poker, anything concerning Veronica or me. I don't know that there's much concerning me anymore. I mean, other than losing my free coins, I haven't played a lot of poker lately. I have done some gambling, but I guess you'd call it gambling, But I got thrown out of some casino, the new one in Fontainebleau. Hey, Chris Wynn is in the chat. Says hi there. Hey, Chris. For counting cards. Let's say that's like maybe my last.
Wait. You got thrown out of Fontainebleau in Las Vegas for counting cards. What were you playing? What happened?
Well, I mean, I guess it's not exactly thrown out. They just throw you out of the blackjack pit. I went in there and I figured it's a new casino, maybe they're not up to speed yet with all the security. I was wrong. So what I did is I stood behind 2 6-deck tables with good rules, and I back counted them. So I counted both 6 decks down simultaneously while not playing. And then I'm waiting for a good positive count. I'm sort of pretending like I'm having a drink or pretending like I'm looking at a slot machine, but I'm really just counting the decks down. And then when I get a positive number, then I can come in with a really big bet right out the gate. So you don't look as much like a card counter, and you get to start at a really, really high count. So the table minimum was 100, and the count hit on one table hit +6, so I just jumped in with $500 bet. Immediately went up to +10, so I had $1,000 bet out. There wasn't much left in the shoe. I could see like where the cut card was coming. So when it gets down to like the last hand before the cut card, I always try to put 2 bets out so I can go even deeper in, get better penetration, as they say. So I put out 2 bets of 1,000 with the for the cut card came out. Everything worked perfectly. I won just in that few hands. I won like $3,500. And so I've just sat through the shuffle because I use my player's card because I figure I might as well try and get some comps on this. I don't really care that much. I'm not trying to like make a living or anything, so I'm gonna hit and run anyway. I figure I'll start the next shoe, and if it starts out just going crazy negative, I'll just leave and then come back. Seriously serious, just to deep penetration in blackjack. Trying to get down to less than a deck left in the 6-deck shoe. So anyway, it starts out super negative. I make a blackjack on the very first hand. So all the aces and 10s are coming out. There was 3 people at the table. Now there's just 2. I sit for a couple more hands. It's just aces and 10 city. Then I lose a hand that counts crazy negative. I ask where the bathroom is, and I figure I'll just take a slow bathroom break and then wander to back count another table and wander around. I'm being very brazen. These are things you should not really do. But I'm like, it's a new casino. I don't give a fuck. So I come back from the bathroom, And I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess up your deck, man. I wasn't here. I'll wait for the shuffle. So I use an excuse to say I'm waiting for the shuffle. I immediately start back counting the other table. And a lady comes up and taps me on the shoulder and says, Mr. Limon, your blackjack play is too strong for us. You can play any game in the house, but if you play blackjack again, you're going to be trespassed from the premises. And so that was my 15 minutes at the Fontainebleau. And that's usually what happens to card counters nowadays. They catch you so fast. They're so good at this now. It's not like the old days where like some dopey pit boss had to figure it out, or some goofball watching you in a mirror from the eye in the sky. Now they've got AI counting down the decks, and they know when the decks are vulnerable, and they're looking for any type of play that is at all deviates from like how a fish would play during vulnerable decks, and they just get you out of there real fast.
I'm actually surprised to hear that you're able to count cards with 6 decks. Like, I thought it was something typically done with like 1 or 2, maybe 3 decks.
No, it doesn't actually make any difference how many decks there are to the actual counting portion. The only difference the amount of decks makes is how long it takes to get to an advantageous situation. So when you're dealing with 6 decks, you might have to slog through 4 decks worth of hands before you finally get to an advantageous situation where there's more aces and tens left in the deck than there are deuces, threes, 4, 5, 6s. So it really takes a long time to get an advantageous situation in the 6-deck shoe. But when you do hit the advantageous situation, it tends to last longer. So what I mean, and I don't think people want me to explain how card counting works, but the number of decks doesn't matter at all because you're not actually counting up. You're canceling out. You're just trying to figure out when the remaining stub of cards has more aces and tens than it should. And the reason why is because when the dealer makes a blackjack, they get your money. But when you get a blackjack, you get their money plus 50%. Because you get paid 3-2 on blackjacks, it's far more advantageous when the stub that's remaining in the deck is going to put out more blackjacks, whether you get them or not. Let's see here. We got questions in the chat. Seriously Serious says, have you ever seen any of these blackjack YouTube channels where they wear hidden cameras and make, god damn, this computer's small, and make, what the fuck, a scene when they get backed off? Yeah, I saw one of those. Somebody had sent me a video of it. It seemed very staged to me. I don't know. It did not seem real to me. I'm sure that some of them are real, but at least the video I got seemed very staged. The casinos want a viral video. They don't care how they get a viral video. And, backing somebody off for card counting, if they get a viral video, I guess is just worth it to them. So they allow this to happen. I mean, if you wear a camera into the casino, they're probably going to sue you. It says, as soon as you walk in, you can't videotape anything. The blackjack table says you can't videotape at the blackjack table. Everything says you can't videotape. So, if I would have gotten backed off filming and I guess they can't tell because it's a hidden camera. But I mean, if they were to find that out, they're not going to pay me at the cage, I was, and like I said, even in that short session, I was up $3,500. Even though they tell me I can't come to the casino anymore, they let me go to the cage and cash out. They don't care. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't, I guess if you're trying to, get the hits and the views, it might be a sort of an interesting thing to do, but I don't know. Let's see. Chris Wynn says he's the kind of guy who can get deep penetration, but can't stay more than a few minutes. That's pretty good, Chris. You're quick. Daniel D'Agostino says, Limon, you handsome Skib. I fucking SOB. Got a Walker Blue. No, I'm drinking Trumer pills tonight. You know, I gotta do something to make this fucking. I guess I'm getting old, man. Although this
Lyman, I thought if I was co-hosting tonight, I could pick your brain a little bit while we're in between calls, if you're okay with that.
Oh yeah, you can pick my brain about you can. I was just going through the chat. You know, the people in the chat like it when you like talk to fucking.
Oh yeah, I if you want, I can read those
Oh.
to you too. I can be your hostess with the mostest.
Oh,
Whatever
thanks.
you need, Lyman, baby, I got you.
Oh wait, we got a call. Want to take a call? Here we go.
Yeah, let's take a call.
520. You're on Pokersesh with Abe and Veronica.
Hey, Limon, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Hey,
Good.
so I just had some. Oh, hey, Veronica, do you know Greg Brown? Skinny, like vegan guy
From
Sac-
where?
From Sacramento. Anyways, I'm his friend. He knows you. I think you guys stayed some summers together in Vegas. Anyways.
Oh yeah, I know Greg. Yeah. Young guy,
Yeah,
right?
like-
He drives a Toyota Supra.
Yeah. So I'm pretty good friends with him. Anyways, I heard you guys talking about like the AP stuff. Do you know anyone that does like the AP slots? Or is that dried up now?
Trooper does the AP slots. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
It's not dried up, but it's very cutthroat now. Like they have these people. They're called sour rooters. Have you heard of them?
Can you say that again?
Sour rooter. They're called a sour rooter.
No.
So basically, the way that AP slots are working now is like a Daddy Warbucks type guy comes in, and he finds a bunch of like sort of what used to be called silver miners, which are people who like wander around the casino trying to find. They used to wander around the casino trying to find somebody who had left a quarter or a dollar in a slot machine tray.
Right.
Then they were the people who wander around the casino trying to see if somebody forgot to cash out their last quarter, or if there's somebody, if there was a ticket hanging out. These are called silver miners. They're like the
Right.
they're like the dregs of the earth, right? But you know, they're like pilot fish or whatever. They're doing their job. They're cleaning up. So now, like a Daddy Warbucks guy will come in and hire these fuckers to sour root.
Grab the tickets.
No, not grab the tickets, to go to the EV positive machines, because they don't have enough money to play. Sometimes it costs a lot. Sometimes there's an EV positive machine that's a $10 a spin machine or something, or even a $3 a spin machine. So they'll show the Daddy Warbucks, the guy, you know, what they're doing. He'll put up the money so that they can play the machine, and then yada, yada, yada. Obviously, it all goes to hell at some point because you're dealing with fuck-ups. But anyway, the fun part of this story is these fucking sour rooters, they ride around on those hover-arounds. You know what those things are? For fat people?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
or like people with diabetes or whatever. So like a person missing a foot or fucking whatever. So like, if you go to the casino services and say that you're missing a foot or you got diabetes or whatever, they'll give you one of those little hover rounds. So the fucking sour rooters, they get these fucking hover rounds and they zoom around looking for the fucking, EV positive machine that somebody's playing. Because the way the machines become EV positive is because somebody's playing and they're building up a bank. And then if they quit playing before that they hit the cash out for that bank, then the machine's EV positive because the coins are still sitting in that bank. So what the sour rooters do is they zoom around in their fucking little scooters and they look for the people. There's a movie about this, or maybe just like some portion of a movie about this would be great. They look for the people that are EV positive, but they don't know what they're doing. And they sit there and like smoke cigarettes next to them and blow smoke in their face to try to get them to leave the machine. Or, they're really stinky, they fart, They make
I've seen that shit. That's wild. I've seen that so much in Vegas. They stand like right over them smoking.
Yeah, right over them, blowing smoke, being super stinky, making noise, talking on their phone really loud, like right in the person's ear. Anything they can do to get the person, because the person's just like, it's some Gen Z dork or some like old lady or, you know, some fat woman from fucking Kansas City, Missouri. She doesn't understand. They don't understand how the time they've spent there pushing the button is filling that bank up and making it EV positive. So they're just like, fuck it, I'll just go to another machine. And then the sour rooters call the Daddy Warbucks. They show the Daddy Warbucks a screenshot, or they take a video or whatever. The Daddy Warbucks says, okay, you can take part of the bankroll I gave you and start playing the machine. Long story short, these scumbags are all over Las Vegas now, and so it's getting real cutthroat. Now, I'm not saying the Trooper's a scumbag or whatever, but I think that, like, he was part of one of these teams. I don't think he was a sour rooter. I think he was trying to do it, like, the legit way, like actually just like wandering around trying to find an EV positive machine, because he's walking around the casino all day, has nothing fucking better to do. And he would just stumble upon EV positive machine, and then, you know, his Daddy Warbucks would like give him the money to play, because sometimes you might have to put several $100s through that machine to hit the jackpot, even though you are EV positive, you know?
Right. So I've been listening to you for years. Like, you have a bunch of clips. Or there's a bunch of clips of you from the back in the day.
Right.
And, I called you. I'm like 27 now. I called your show when I was 18. Anyways.
This is why I can't read the chat, because I'm so fucking old.
So real quick story. So I did that because like I listened to you back in the day. You're like, oh, you got to do some AP stuff if you're also playing poker. Like make money. Like there's money everywhere.
Right.
So I found out like a bunch of the machines.
Right.
And I was doing it for like a year. It's pretty lucrative where I'm at because not many people know about it. But there are these teams there. I've seen and they're there for 12 hours, and they have these like they hire these like homeless junkies that walk around, and then they'll plop down on a machine.
Ploppies,
and then they'll like call whoever. Anyways, I wonder how much they're paying them hourly. But
I mean,
so
they got to pay them more than that they would make just wandering around looking for slips, right? So like, I guess like they probably don't have to pay them much more than like $20 an hour.
Yeah, I was thinking like 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing it for like a year and a half, and then this happened about 14 months ago, where I was like going to the bathroom, I checked some machines, and I do it really quickly because I just know them.
Right.
And I kind of look like a spaz myself when I'm checking them.
Right.
Anyways, I checked probably 10 machines all throughout the casino. Casino.
Right.
And then I go to the high limit room.
Yeah.
I put my ticket in, and then I press the button because it's a good machine. It's fucking never good in there.
Right.
The machine goes black. I like out of my peripheral vision.
Right.
I see a security card there, and he just comes up to me. He's like, "Can I have your ID?" And I give it to him.
So you got thrown out of a casino, like an Indian casino? No.
So this is an Indian casino, but he was just basically I played dumb, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like 18, right? I'm like 27." So,
right.
And then he eventually told me, he was like, "Oh yeah, the security, or the eye in the sky, they're seeing you like taking slips out of the machine and like talking like these people are."
Yeah.
And then I kind of explained to him like, "No, that's not what I'm doing." But I obviously didn't tell him, "Oh, I'm doing AP here."
Right.
But I would tell him, it's like, "Oh, if I play a machine, there's a ticket in there, I'll take it out and then put it on the machine." I'm trying to explain to this retarded security guard this, but they don't get it. And then he eventually just tells me, "Okay, just don't do it again, or we're going to ban you."
Wow.
And so, do you think that I don't know if I explained that super well.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. The security guard was an idiot. He didn't understand what you were doing, whatever. And he told you to just stop acting. Basically, what he's telling you is stop acting creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question was, do you think they're actually retarded and they thought I was one of these homeless people looking for these slips? Or was it like a light back off, like, hey, we know what you're doing, we're not going to directly say it, but,
No. The
like,
the
now it's
security
all
guard the security guard has no fucking clue what you're doing. You were right the first time.
Okay.
He's clueless. He was told by somebody, I and this guy, that you look suspicious and to go and, give you the business a little because it's an Indian casino and Indian casinos can do whatever the hell they want. So he was told to basically, let you know that if you kept acting like a weirdo or one of these homeless creeps, which is what they were bored probably, that they were going to throw you out. That's it.
Okay. So now it's been like well over a year since I've done that.
Right.
And I've just skipped shitless because I'm fucked if I get like life banned from here. Would you risk doing it? Like if you were me.
Why are you fucked if you get life
would
banned
you-
from an Indian casino? What difference does it make?
Well, it's kind of the only one here that has, like, I play poker.
Right.
So the only, like, place where I can play poker.
I don't think you could. I don't think that you can get life banned. I mean, I know that you can't get life banned for slot AP because when the slot is EV positive, someone has to play it next. Whether it's you or the guy with 1 foot or the old lady from Kansas City, it doesn't matter. Someone has to play it next. The casino needs you to sit and play it. Regardless of whether it's EV positive or negative, they don't just wash the EV positive off the board. At least they weren't. Maybe that's a new thing they're doing, just washing it off after an hour or 10 minutes or something. But because that cookie jar still has the gold coins in it, whatever game you're playing, they need somebody to sit and play the game, right? Has this changed? I mean, I don't keep up to date on this. Has this changed?
I don't know because I just haven't done it in a long time.
Right.
Like, so I don't know the answer to that.
Because I mean, that would be brutal if a lady sat and played for 40 minutes, or a guy, got the piggy bank up till his EV positive, got called away to go to dinner or whatever, got up and left, and then the machine just wipes away after.
Oh no! I see what you're saying. No, it just never does that. Never does.
Yeah,
that.
so
No.
they need someone to play.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
no, just go in there, but don't act creepy.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna probably give it another shot. I have like 2 more questions if you have time. If not, totally good.
Let me take another call. Who knows how long I'll be on the air? Feel free to call back later or next week's show. Great questions. I'd love to hear more from you in the future.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Thanks. I appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Veronica. Thanks, Limon.
Take it
Have a
easy,
good one.
Jared. Let's see here. 615, you're on Pokersesh.
Hey, this is Chris Wynn. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. The wrong end of the deal, but you did the right thing.
Thank you. One thing that really frustrates me is that even after everything, I'm still, even like Matt Berkey privately messaged me and told me he really liked it, but then publicly shit on it, which was so bad. And then all of a sudden, all of his followers started, going into my messages and replies and like saying shitty things. So I don't know. It hasn't been positively received by the poker community, but like the few people who have watched it really have given me positive feedback. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I think that says a lot about Berkey. I don't know him, but when people say one thing in private and say another thing publicly, that that reveals a lot. So just take that for what it's worth, and I would not give it any value.
Thanks. Maybe we'll get Limon to watch it one of these days. Maybe he'll like it.
No, I did. I watched it. It was good. It was like an Only Murders in the Building type thing. It was like an NPR type murder mystery, except you did it as cheating. It was well made.
I love the
Thanks,
art.
Limon. I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's frustrating is that the AI that I use, the company that I use, has improved their AI so much since like when I did it. What has it been? 6 months?
Right.
4 or 5 months? And I just wish I would have done I would have done it now because the visuals would have been so much better.
It's all about the
You ever heard
story
of
anyway.
Moore's Law?
Huh?
You ever heard of Moore's Law? Back in the early days of computers, when processing speed was increasing dramatically.
Yeah, it'll double. The processing speed will double every 12 months or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wonder
Exponential, right?
I wonder if AI is having a period of that.
It seems like it. I mean,
yeah.
every time.
Yeah, and I had to pay for a lot of that. I had to pay for the credits to, even run the query, and now you can get it all for free.
Wow.
So Veronica,
Hey, that's a. Go ahead.
when you said that Berkey's minions worked, what were they mad about?
Oh, they were just saying that I was doing it to get attention, that I'm no longer relevant in the poker community, and I needed to find a way to get attention. When in actuality, it was a book that I had written, and I hadn't finished it, and I was working with this company that was supposed to turn it into some sort of mini series, but all that funding ran out, and the project was at a standstill. And so I just decided to release it on my own.
So, but why would Berkey or anybody else care that you're just creating content? That's all he does.
Right. Yeah. I didn't get that. I don't know why. I think that there's like some underlying stuff. Like there was, Nick Bertucci and I had a podcast together. Berkey and Nick Bertucci were constantly at odds, constantly fighting.
Right.
I think he probably doesn't like me because of the decisions I made for, the podcast and working with Hustler. So it is what it is.
Oh, so he was just going to attack you no matter what you did. It wasn't specifically because of this project.
Right.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Ever since I got back with Hustler Casino Live and doing Nick Bertucci stuff after the whole Jack 4 saga,
right.
I was like public enemy number one to that whole crew.
But I mean, it's not like I saw some of those Bertucci shows, which were horrible, but you didn't just rubber stamp anything he said. Why were they mad at you?
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I have to make decisions for myself. But the one thing about that show was frustrating to me was that Nick could not be bothered to read or look at anything that didn't pertain to him. He needed to be the center of the universe. So it was really frustrating. The only time he wanted to engage was if the conversation was about him. That was the only thing I disliked about that whole show.
Well, I guess it was the Nick Bertucci show. Yeah, as soon as you saw the title, you should have known.
It was.
When I first started,
But there's only,
I was just gonna say that when I first started this show, Bart named it the Limon Show, and I instantly changed it. I said, no, it's not the Limon Show. We're gonna call it something else, because I just like instinctivly knew that was just like too creepy and narcissistic. I'm like, this.
There's a lot of interesting shit about Nick. Like that, Nick's just personality in general is like he can be trolled so easily. He is interesting enough, but I don't think it's enough to carry an entire show, multiple episodes a week, all about Nick, right?
Right.
So that was the only interesting part.
Yeah, he wasn't up to that much. He wasn't doing that much. It would be more interesting now, and it's not around. I mean, the one time, every now and then, when he like pops up to like completely shit on the Hustler management and the Flint family, that's actually pretty entertaining. Like that would be a lot better than the crap he was doing before, talking about stupid lineups at Hustler, and because I wouldn't play ball with his vision of the way it should be. Which is not me saying I was right or wrong, because he had a good vision. He was basically right about getting lots of views, but I was just never about getting lots of views. I was more about taking care of the subscribers and putting on shows that I found interesting and basically sort of being low stress. Whereas, so like if you put on the thing about a poker stream, and you know this, in general, except you guys had a little problem, but in general, if you're putting on 5-10 no limit, 2-5 no limit, 20-40 limit, these mid stakes, even up to mid high, 10-25 no limit, there's just not a lot of trouble that comes along with it. You're not dealing with like real super unsavory characters that are coming in with like millions of dollars, and they need to get the money through the cage, and they need to wire it from a fucking account, and they come in with chips from another casino, and you need to trade them. Yada. There's just endless amount of like things that you have to do for high stakes players, and then cheating becomes involved because it really, really, really is worth it to try and cheat people sitting 100K deep. It's much, much, much less worth it to cheat people sitting $500 deep. Not that people won't cheat. We all know that. So I just didn't want to deal with like the whole stress of the high stakes world and the egos. And I told Feldman even back then, you could do whatever you want. But on my time on Pokersesh and on my time when I'm doing the commentary for the shows, I'm not going to pretend like these people are interesting or important. I'm going to pretend if they're a scumbag, I'm just calling scumbag. If they're doing something stupid, I'll say they're doing something stupid. Like, their money doesn't impress me. Nothing about being sitting with a bunch of money, a bunch of chips impresses me at all. But Feldman, his idea was we suck their dick, we get on our knees, we take it deep and sloppy, ropey loads, thick, girthy, and we get the views. And so he did that, and he got the views. So more power to the guy. But so I never dealt with that era of Live at the Bike. I had nothing to do with that era of Live at the Bike. My era of Live at the Bike was...
Limon.
What?
What you just said about Ryan, I wish you could see my fucking face. My eyeballs almost popped out of my head.
Oh, Ryan knows it. He's a great guy. He knows it. He does his job. He's like one of those super agents, They have to kiss ass. They gotta they gotta get the knee pads out. That's their fucking job. And he's great at it. He works so much harder than I could ever work. Like, he would never put out a fucking show that looks like this show. It would look great. It would be great. Fucking the first guest would be Doug Polk, and the second guest would be fucking the guy, the Monarch, and he'd be yelling one after another. It's like he's a different animal. He's great at what he does. But he knows how we operate in different ways. It just is what it is. I don't feel bad about any of that.
So I don't know if you know this, but there was a documentary being filmed about the first $1 Million Cash game.
Right.
And I hosted that game, and they recorded like all the Jack 4 stuff, and it was supposed to be released before this whole scandal came out, and Nick wanted to kind of make it more interesting. He wanted to narrate it, and I kind of agreed with him. It would have been cool to make it more interesting. Like, Nick's more of like a, like an Italian mafia guy.
Right.
He wants to give everyone the backstory, like the Casino movie or something. He wanted it more narrated, and so they were in the middle of doing that. They were in the process of doing that, and now the movie's not going to be released because now Nick has left the building, so to speak, and just like a lot of stuff never happened after that, and it seemed like he broke apart this whole momentum. But now Ryan's doing fine on his own, obviously, but it was just sad because that movie would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a good movie about that. I don't know that having Nick involved would make it. I mean,
I'm telling you that, like, even though Nick has like, got his flaws, he is an interesting character, and he is very polarizing, and someone like that brings in views.
And that is true.
So
that is true. He tries to act like some sort of like mafiosa guy, like a Tony Soprano. The gabagool, like he's like a fucking hey.
he is. He dresses fucking Canyon Arrow. Remember the Simpsons fucking Canyon Arrow? He drives across like 6 lanes of road. I'm pretty sure he's got some shit on his license plate where he doesn't get pulled over. I swear he runs over everything, and he thinks he owns LA, which is amazing. Like he's just like a very unique character. I'm talking outside looking in.
Right.
I think he's entertaining.
Sure. I can see that. I mean, I don't know that we saw, I guess we saw a little bit of that on the Hustler live streams, but I don't know. I could see that.
Yeah, he spazzes out. He fucking wants to be touched all over his body by a masseuse.
That's
fucking weird about it, and it's great.
The back story, Nick Vertucci, is very entertaining. His testosterone levels too high and women's boobs cause him to lose his mind. The secret Nick Vertucci is very interesting. The non-secret public Nick Vertucci I don't find interesting at all. But hey, you knew him off camera, so it's a different situation, I suppose. So what's going on in the chat, Veronica? Can you read it? Is anything interesting happening over there?
Yeah. Jackpot Kid says he needs Limon to break down a cash eruption play.
No, definitely not. That's more AP slot stuff. I'm not an AP slot guy. I know about it. If anybody out there can get a hold of Trooper, we can have Trooper on the show. He was on the old Pokersesh more than once. I'd love to have Trooper back on the show. If anybody could get a hold of Trooper, let him know that I would like to have him on Pokersesh again, and we'll talk AP slots, because he knows a lot about AP slots. I don't know anything about AP slots, so I don't know anything about doing it. Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about money and casinos, I'm really curious what your thoughts are on the provision the provision didn't pass that was supposed to shield gamblers from this tax policy, Donald Trump's tax policy, that you can only write off 90% of your winnings.
Right.
I'm not sure if you've looked into that. It's going to kick in next year. I'm just curious what you think. Like, will it be as big of an impact as people say it's going to be? And I looked it up. It's guesstimating between 5 to 15% of players are profitable, so this will affect almost everybody.
Right.
So just curious what you think about that.
Well, if people actually paid their taxes the way they were supposed to, it would be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare for like tournament pros, because all their stuff is auto-reported, right? For a cash game player, it makes no difference at all, because they've always been done creative bookkeeping. Okay, so the creative bookkeeping, the cash economy gamblers won't care, but slot players will care a lot, because anything where like the casino's handing you a tax form to fill out when you get your money, is going to be a nightmare. It basically is going to be no longer profitable. It's going to be a total mess. I don't know that it would affect the overall. I mean, how many tournament players are actual professionals anyway? The number is near zero. You have to be in the nosebleed stakes to be a winning tournament player. And even then, you're playing on some tiny percentage of your own money. You're swapping, you're trading, you're on a team. The team works together. You've pieced out here, pieced out there. If you're playing like all the high rollers, for like guys playing like who call themselves tournament pros, who are like basically like chasing the circuit, and their average buy-in in a tournament's under $1,000. It's comical. They're all broke. They're not they don't make any money. It makes no difference. They make big scores every now and then, but they do not make money. I mean, I've gone over this a million times. Impossible to make money doing that. I mean, I guess somebody could figure out a way to make cheeseburger type money, but I mean, real money. I mean, give me a break for all the. They're basically just gambling addicts, who their real job is getting people to keep giving them money. That's their real job. The poker is a side thing. Poker is just a vehicle for them to get people to keep giving them money, based on the fact that they won a bracelet and 7-card stud in 2014. They're going to ride that until they fucking can't get another dollar. As far as like online
markup for tournaments,
huh?
Are you talking about markup for tournaments? Is that what you mean?
A markup, or just having people buy you in. You know, you're a tournament pro. You know, you got people buying you in, and they're paying the entry fee, and you're chopping it up 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30 or however you fucking chop it up. They just keep you in action. Or you sell, you sell at markup, you sell blah, 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 blah. We all know how this shit works. You just try to make it to the next city, one way or another. As far as like online, you can make money playing tournaments because because that cheeseburger money, actually becomes real money when you can do it 10 tables at a time, 10 tournaments a day, whatever. That becomes real money, that cheeseburger money. But online casinos, I don't think are sending you a tax bill or keeping track of what you're doing. I don't know exactly how I know that the offshore ones definitely aren't. I don't know about these sweepstakes model casinos. Somebody would have to tell me like what happens when you make a big score in one of these sweepstakes casinos, whether they send that information to the government and you have to fill out some tax forms. If you do, then that job's going to become pointless too. I mean, the way that thing's structured, it's just going to eat away all your profit. The way that bill's structured.
So, speaking of profit, an article came out in Poker News talking about Phil Ivey overall being stuck $400K in his high stakes poker winnings, or televised poker.
Right.
And since you live in the world of like private cash games, higher stakes cash games, LA, like, is this even a reflection on his game? Like, I feel like the things that we read about in articles or like Hendon mobs and all that shit isn't what's really going on, because the true money is being made in private games and stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on that? On Phil Ivey being stuck overall lifetime on TV poker, with TV poker?
I mean, it's surprising. I mean, he has played a lot of televised poker, but then again, I mean, if you add up all the hands, it might not be that many because it's slow and there's a lot of editing. Also,
I can give you the hour breakdown. It's not that much.
There's another thing about televised poker. Phil Ivey might say this, or maybe people have thought of it. If Phil Ivey loses a huge pot, it's going on TV 100%. If Phil Ivey plays very, very tough, solid preflop and is picking up blinds and limps when you have fish in the game, which a lot of these TV lineups always do, and outplaying people in a lot of small pots, which is the way a professional poker player makes all of their fucking money. If Phil Ivey is doing, none of those are making it on TV. So, but the big pot when Phil Ivey loses a 500K pot or 100K pot or something, that's going on TV 100% of the time. So it's probably, now of course when he wins a big pot, that's going on TV 100% of the time too. Those two, are probably sort of canceling each other out in a lot of ways. But what you're not seeing is the actual sort of pickaxe and shovel hard work of a professional poker player, which is just leaning on these small pots, leaning on them, using your reputation to lean on these pots. And at the end of the day, that's where all the profit comes from. It's from not letting your babies drown. It's for orphan pots. Like, it's like, the tough players get all the orphan pots. And those orphan pots are where all the money comes from. Hey, let's say we got a caller here. 424, you're on Pokersesh.
Good evening, Lyman. Good evening, Veronica.
Good evening.
Sexy voice here.
Well, I'm laying down. Sorry, maybe I should stand up. I was just wondering. I've been following you on X for a long time, and you're always disappearing and then coming back.
Right.
Do you have any plans to get back on X?
Well, the thing is, Twitter has lifetime banned me at least 4 times. And I don't have any control over whether I come back or not. Like, basically, I will be, like, the last time I got lifetime banned, I was banned for like 4 years or something. And then I get an email that says,
are you actually lifetime banned, or is it like you're just not putting in the work to unban yourself?
no, it says lifetime ban, no opportunity for parole. Basically, it says your lifetime. I get a thing that says you're lifetime banned, and then that's it. I could do an appeal, and sometimes I will. I'll say, hey, is this a mistake? How the hell did I fucking get lifetime ban? I didn't do anything. This is fucking supposed to be like free speech or whatever now, you know? And I'll just get back a thing, like a form letter that says, you are lifetime banned. It's fucking over, kid. Basically, you know? And then what'll end up happening is, like, maybe a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, I don't know how many years go by, I'll get an email that says something like, you should fill out the first time I got unbanned, I got an email that said, fill out this review of Twitter. It was like, so I filled out the review, and I said in there, and under the like notes that I could put, I said, if it says like, why do you give Twitter 0 stars? I said, I give it 0 stars because I've been banned for life. My account at Limon Poker has been banned for life, and for no reason. I think a mistake was made. And then I just sent the quiz back, whatever it's called, the survey back. Then, like, a few days later, I get an email that says, hey, click here and your account's back. And then my account was back. And then the other time, after like 4 years, I get an email that says, hey, you know, Elon Musk owns this thing now. Sign up for Twitter Premium or something, X Premium. You pay a subscription, blah, blah, blah. So I responded to the premium, and I said, hey, I want to sign up for premium under my old account at Limon Poker, but the account's lifetime ban. Then, a couple days later, a week later, I get an email that says, click here, your account's unbanned, sign up for premium. And so I did, I signed up for premium, I didn't even lie. And then, and then recently, I got it lifetime banned again. So, you know, if they would quit lifetime banning me, I would quit coming and going and coming and going. I've never threatened anyone in my fucking life. Never. No threats. No like crazy slurs. No.
Well, you definitely go on these very strongly worded tangents of insults.
Yes.
Now, you can debate whether or not it's perceived as a threat or not. I don't know. So, like, a lot of the stuff that you say, though, about being angry at Elon Musk, is that just for entertainment purposes, or do you actually view him as a fish on a heater, as you like to say?
Elon Musk is a 100% fish on a heater. He's dumb as a fucking brick. He's a carnival barking moron. He's a lying pile of shit. He's a fascist enabler wannabe. He's one of the worst people on fucking planet Earth. And I don't wish ill will on anybody as far as like physicality. But when variance catches up with him, it's going to be a fucking bitch. I mean, it's every now and then it almost fucking catches him, and then he fucking gets away. But I mean, all you have to do is look at his Twitter page.
Like, here's the thing about a fish on the heater, right? Like, a fish doesn't know anything. Like,
right.
Elon, if you're gonna try and call out anybody, like, he's at least the world's greatest leader of engineers. Like, not even a leader, but a leader of engineers, is he not?
I don't buy it. I mean, you got a lot of great leaders of engineers, and a lot of them are fuck ups. A lot of them don't know what actually is going on. There's like a lot of just because you're the CEO doesn't mean you know what everybody what one hand is watching the next. There are people when Elon actually comes online, when he used to go on there and try and talk code or try and talk engineering, the fucking chat would just fucking light up with how many mistakes he had made. He talks a good game. He is good at convincing people that he knows what he's doing. He's good at finagling the system. And but when the rubber actually hits the road, the emperor wears no clothes. There's no there. Like when you look at Tesla, there's no there. Tesla trades at like a 150 multiple. It's fucking, the sales are through the floor. He's promised self-driving car.
Lyman. I don't own a Tesla, but I was in one for 2 weeks, and I drove it driverless with only one intervention for the whole 2 weeks. So there's definitely a there.
There's no there as far as his company. And besides, that's not a self-driving car. The one intervention's when you end up fucking dead. That's when you end up dead. That's when you go under a semi-trailer, you know? And yes, a lot of companies have self-driving technology. There's Waymo and there's this and there's that and the other thing. But he's been promising this for a decade. He's been promising robots for a decade.
Well, I'm happy that Veronica's on the call, because I think that, like, when you talk about Elon in such an unhinged manner, it does show your one weakness. I know you got a Mensa brain and you're super smart, but like, this is your one weakness, dude. It's your blind spot. Like, he's obviously the greatest leader of engineers, you know.
For what? Based on what?
1,000 years.
Based on what? The engineers, based on the fact that the engineers do a bunch of good work?
He's leading Tesla. He's leading SpaceX. He's got Starlink. I mean, these are literally humanity-changing technologies. Like, the entire planet's going to change because of the group of engineers that he's leading.
Yes.
Not giving Elon all the credit. It's obviously all the engineers that he's leading, but he is the person in charge. And there are smart people like Andrei Karpathy, who used to be his head of coding for Tesla, that give him the credit.
Listen,
that basically say that he cuts through the red tape at the company.
There's a lot of people get to be in charge of a lot of things. I mean, you could just look at football coaches or baseball coaches who lead teams that win a lot of fucking games, and then when their star fucking players leave, they can't win shit. Then you see that the emperor never wore any clothes. Just because you're the guy, you're the figurehead, doesn't mean you're the one that actually knows what's going on or how things are working. So, I mean, Elon Musk is a good carnival barker. He's good at fooling people. He's good at raising money. He's good at saying, we're going to do this really big, important thing. Now everybody go out and get it done. But when you actually look into the weeds of things that when you actually look into the weeds of things that he's supposed to understand, you see that he doesn't understand them at all. Look at when he bought Twitter. He bought Twitter for 4 times what it was worth by any measure. He didn't do his due diligence. He got stuck in that contract. He tried to back out of it. He went to court multiple times to back out of it. The guys who own Twitter laughed their fucking ass off and just took all of his fucking money. So,
well, as a gambler, I agree with what you're saying. He lost money on Twitter deal initially, and he admits that. So I'm not gonna. I will give you your. I'll give you your props, Limon.
Right,
your props are. I do respect Pokersesh. I love the fact that you allow anybody to call in, even when they disagree with you.
Yes.
It reminds me a lot of like Charlie Kirk's willingness debate.
Get the fuck out of here!
All right, have a good night.
Yeah, take it easy. See, that's a bridge too far. Fucking Charlie Kirk. Veronica, do you want to add anything to that conversation? Did you leave, Veronica?
That was fantastic. That was a great finish. There was some icing on that cake.
I mean, listen to this. Fucking Elon Musk, the fucking pile of shit, says 1,000 times he's a free speech absolutionist. He's all about free speech. He's bringing comedy back to Twitter, yada, yada, yada. Then what happens? I'm just like fucking banned for life. I didn't do anything wrong. Banned for life. He's a lying pile of shit. Like, judge a person by their fucking actions. Judge them by their actions. I went on him when he would post something, and then I would instantly post a response. I would just fucking own. And then what happens was his fucking bots, he said he was getting rid of bots. There's a massive fucking Russian bot sock puppet army on there. And then when you say something like that, they just go and report you. And once you get reported by enough accounts, it trips a switch, and then you're just fucking gone. You're like, there's no appeal. You're just gone. Like, they just decide you're more trouble than you're worth, you know. Which might be true. Which might be true. But don't say you're into free speech if you're full of shit and you're just a lying fucking scumbag. Just don't say it. Just say I'm not into free speech. I'm into my speech. Just say it. Okay, I would have a lot more respect for that. Yeah.
You know that the right is all about free speech unless it offends them.
Of course.
That's typically what happens.
It's just free speech for him and people he likes. It's not free speech for anyone else.
Right.
And otherwise, I wouldn't have a fucking lifetime ban. So, you know, it is what it is. This is my opinion, obviously. Yeah.
I have 2 words for you, Limon.
What?
Burner phone.
Oh.
Why do you not have a burner phone and just get another account?
Because it's just like that one will get banned. It's just what difference? Like, I know that it's going to just be banned again. I'm not gonna start over. If
or just like get another Google email. Just create 1,000 Google emails and just create a new account every day.
It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to give him the content. Like, I only had 5,000 followers. I was getting 1 million views on my tweets a month. Like, why do I want to give him 1 million extra people watching this content, enjoying this content, if he's just going to ban me? Why am I going to fight to make his site better if he's just going to ban me when he feels like it? No, fuck him. Fuck anybody who doesn't like my content. They can go fuck themselves. I'm not going to bend over backwards to provide content for free to somebody who does not want it. If I was making my living off of being an influencer or something, I have to bite my tongue and do some of these suggestions. But this doesn't do fucking shit for me. So, like, I'm never going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to do anything to help these fucking scumbags out. And so that's just where it is. And like 3 years from now, he'll end up selling it to somebody else. And then I'll get a fucking email that says, hey, why did you stop posting at Limon Poker? And I'll say, because I'm banned for life, you moron. And then the marketing department will talk to the banning department, and I'll get an email that says, you've been unbanned. And then we'll see how long it lasts. You know, I was banned from 2+2 for life 7 times. 7 times. And I'm currently allowed there because I give them so much good content. They kept unbanning me. I do a thread there, do multiple threads at over 500,000 views. Nobody goes to that site. You can't how do you fucking get 500,000 views at 2+2? There's like 3 people there. There's more people watching this fucking stream right now than there is on 2+2. So like at some point they were smart, like David and Mason, and be like, fuck it, let Limon back. At least he gets a lot of fucking views, you know. So you know, it just is what it is. I'm not gonna give people free fucking content if they're not gonna treat me with some level of decency, some respect.
Yeah, and it kind of pertains to this because you're kind of banned for speaking your mind. And then William Kassoff got banned at the World Series of Poker for being loud, annoying.
Right.
What did you think about that ban? Like, do you think players should be banned for this type of behavior?
I mean, here's the thing. I obviously see like a clip every now and then of the William Kassoff guy, or there's another guy too. What's the other guy's name? I don't know. There's 2 really annoying guys. Martin Cabril, yeah, Cabril or whatever.
Yeah, Cabril, yeah.
So every now and then, you know, Wayne or somebody will be like, "Oh, look at this hand, this guy. Look at this fucking guy."
But Martin didn't get banned. William did.
Yeah, but I never see them doing anything.
Martin just won another World Series of Poker bracelet. In fact,
I don't know what they're doing that's bad. Like, I watch the hand. I see them acting annoying, or I see them being sort of funny, or I see them attempting to be funny. I see them bending the rules to their advantage as far as speech play, whatever the fuck that is. And I never see a problem, ever. Not once. Maybe it's because just in one clip doesn't do justice to like how much they're messing with the game. But somebody's going to have to tell me, maybe somebody can call in right now and tell me why these guys should be banned. I mean, I would like to know. And I might end up having one of them as a guest on the show. So if somebody could tell me why they should be banned, maybe I could start doing my homework now on what to talk to them about, or get an idea of what people are going to call in and say to them when they're on the show. World Poker Tour is a very important company, and they have told me that if I want a specific guest, they can meet them and twist some arms. So if you guys want to talk to this Martin Cabral guy or this other William Kassouf guy, we can probably twist some arms and get them on the air. But I don't know exactly what I would say to them, because I don't know why people necessarily hate them. I'm more than willing to field some calls from people who can tell me what is so bad, why these guys should be maybe banned from tournaments or banned from the World Series of Poker. Maybe Veronica, what is it? What do they are they doing? Are they doing stuff that I don't know about?
Well, I'm just curious about you, because I think I don't know if they should be banned, because okay, you're a little bit older than me, but I'm dusty for a woman,
right?
But we grew up in an era of poker that was different. Like there was so much angle shooting when I was learning how to play. Like guys were making me cry, the shit they said to me. But I never went to the floor. Like nothing was ever done about it. We just learned how to grind through this stuff. Right. And there were really annoying players. There were people that were just like straight up insulting me or other players.
Right.
And like we would just kind of handle it, at the table.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious if you think that this kind of stuff is an edge, or if poker's just gotten soft, or like is this a microcosm of how bad poker has become? Just curious your thoughts on that.
Well, let's be honest. Tournament poker players are a bunch of bitches. They're just a bunch of absolute fucking whiny ass little bitches. Let me tell you, I don't play fucking tournaments, and that's one of the reasons. There's like 8 billion goddamn rules. You can't show a card. You can't talk in the middle of the hand. You can't do all this stuff. There's like the fun part about the game, So I don't even play in them. The last time I played a legitimate tournament might have been 2004, a live tournament. I played some like illegitimate tournaments, and let me tell you about one of them to give you an idea of how fucking stupid tournaments are and what a giant group of whiny ass fucking bitches tournament players are. So I'm playing Pot Limit Omaha at the Bicycle Club, and the tournament director is Matt Savage. I think it was the Bicycle Club and tournament director. It might have been the Commerce. Tournament director is Matt Savage. I'm playing the cash games, and if you played a certain number of hours, you got to play in like a 100K free roll tournament. Okay, so you go. There's no buy-in. You just play. The winner gets 100K. People end up chopping at the end. Whatever. So I go to the 100K free roll tournament, right? I get to my table, and I see the other guys at the table. I'm like, I've been coming to the casino every day at this point for 20 years, and I know everybody. I fucking know everybody. So, I mean, at least they're acquainted with me. I might be acquainted with them. So I get to fucking table. I recognize a few of the people. Low stakes grinders, a couple of higher stakes players, even a guy from the PLO game. So I say to the table, listen, guys, none of us paid a fucking penny to sit in this tournament, okay? Grinding this out is a waste of all of our fucking time. We're all cash game players. None of us are tournament players. We're cash game players. We got in here because we played the cash game long enough to get in the free roll tournament. I said, let's do this. If one of us has 10 buy-ins, we have a chance for some real money. But if all of us are just fucking sitting here grinding this stupid fucking tournament, it's a waste of our lives. So here's what we're going to do. We're all going to push in blind on the first hand. One of us is going to have 10 blinds and have a chance to win some real fucking money and not waste their fucking life in this horrible free roll tournament. And then the other 9 of us just get to go back to the cash game tables and continue on with our lives. Okay? So everybody agrees. You know, I'm a leader of men. Where's that dipshit who liked Elon Musk? Where is that? What was that guy's name? I was a leader of men. A leader of men. I got the whole fucking table to push in blind, and I win the pot. and everybody's cheers. And we're all making a fucking shit ton of noise. And like, of all these dour, sour fucking people in this free roll tournament, our table's fucking going ape shit. Because we all fucking shoved in blind. And we fucking, and we just squeezed. We squeezed out. We didn't even look at our hands. We just squeezed them out, you know? Classic flip style. And so I win the pot. And then they have to break our table. The only player left. The tournament's been going on for one hand, okay? And then fucking Matt Savage comes over to me and taps me on the shoulder. He's like, we need to talk. I'm like, what? He's like, that's collusion. You're banned from the tournament. I'm like, collusion? What the fuck is that collusion? How the fuck is that collusion? There's no collusion. 9 people went broke. 1 person got the fucking 10 buy-ins. This could have happened organically. We're not colluding. Nobody got an advantage. We just want to get the fuck out of here. You know? Like, every other table can do this if they feel like it. But if they all do it, you're going to realize how stupid and pointless your job is as tournament director. No, it's collusion. And so, you know, I'm fucking going ape shit. I like Matt, by the way. So don't think I don't like him, but I'm still going fucking ape shit. And so then they just give me some really long time out, and the blinds and these things go up so fast that by the time I was allowed to come back to my chips, probably like 5 of my 10 buy-ins were gone. But anyway, the point of that story is, A, I'm a leader of men. And B, tournament players, tournament rules, and the whole tournament structure are a bunch of fucking whiny ass bitches. So I'm guessing that even if I saw 100 clips, I would still be on the side of Martin Kassouf and William Cabril. I'm guessing I would still be on their side, no matter how many clips I would see. And, you know, unless somebody can call in here or put somebody in the chat to prove me otherwise, to send me to a clip that would change my mind, that's where I'm at right now. I mean, how many clips of these guys have you seen, Veronica? Have you seen something that was so egregious?
I mean, they're just annoying, and you know that a lot of people are very sensitive and would like a very calm environment where they could listen to their noise canceling headphones and put their mask on and their hoodie on and their sunglasses and then run solvers in their mind. You know, right. So they need that quietness to zen out and potentially win the tournament, so they have to write it off on their taxes. I don't even think they don't even run the solvers in their mind. They run the solvers fucking right at the table. They take like a little break and they're on their They're on they're holding the fucking phone down below the table, or they're going on the piss break. They're fucking going to their computer and typing in all the hands they played, or they got somebody on their rail. Brought to you by GTO Wizard.
Yeah.
But by the way, our sponsor is GTO Wizard, but don't use GTO Wizard at the table. But yes, please use GTO Wizard. That's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Tournaments are complete fucking nonsense, and they're good for poker in general, but they're bad for poker professionals. Tournaments are the worst thing that ever happened to professional poker. Tournaments are one of the things that help destroy professional poker, of making a good upper middle class living playing cards. You could make a good upper middle class living playing cards up until the time that tournaments became ubiquitous and had multiple day ones and multiple flights. because what the fish are then able to do is mimic playing a cash game in the tournament room, but they mimic it in a way where they have a lot more control over how much they lose because it's all locked in, and they have a lot more control over how many hours they get to spend at the casino, which is what they really want. Like, I always hear this fucking tournament fucking morons saying like, the stacks are too shallow. We're not getting enough play. Who the fuck cares how much play you're getting? All that matters is that there's more fish in the tournament. That the people play bad. Like, why do you want to stay there longer if you're fucking... I don't get it.
I think that like what Martin and William are doing is like they think they're getting an edge on people.
Right.
And I think that it can be delineated further. Like there can be absolute nuisances at the table that just make everybody's experience miserable. But again, that could be categorized as having an edge. I think in every way we try to gain edges in poker, whether it be game selection, whether it be, like the I don't know, how you talk to people, whether you can get information from them. But I think that they think they're using an edge, and the fact that other people are so annoyed by this edge makes, I think Martin and William think that they're doing it right, but everyone else is like, look, you're crossing the line. This is not an edge. We want an even playing field. We just want to play, how many tables
right.
and charts I've memorized versus how many tables and charts you've memorized without any interruption. And so, like, I think I grew up in like a lot more street poker,
right.
Where there was every edge to be had outside of just straight up cheating. And so, like, to me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Do I want someone yapping in my ear for 8 hours? No, it'll probably tilt me, but then they have the edge over me, right?
I mean, I don't mind how much people yap. I probably yap a lot. I don't know. They came up with this goofy ass term called speech play. I don't know what that is, but I do know that like people can give up a lot of information if they talk to you during a hand and you know what you're expecting them to say, but they don't know what you're expecting them to say. So like, there's some classic tells. Like, I mean, I'll go over one right now just to show people how a classic tell works. This is a classic tell that people have known for quite a while, but the first person to ever write about it was
say Annie Duke.
No, the tells guy, not Mike Caro. I haven't talked to him in so long. I feel bad because I wrote the foreword to the book.
Dude, Annie Duke came up with a whole video series about tells. I don't know if you know that. It was really interesting.
No, but this one is not a tell. This is speech play. This is speech play. So Zach Elwood. So Zach Elwood was the first person to put this one in writing. So the way that this one works is a guy makes a big bet and you don't know whether he's bluffing or whether he has it. Okay? So what you say to him is, like, let's say the board is 10, Jack, Queen, King, Deuce. Okay? And what you say to him is, can you be honest? Can I ask you one question and you be honest with me? And, they might nod or whatever. They're not getting involved. Just one question. If you're honest with me about this one question, I'm going to make my play instantly, whatever. And they nod or whatever. And then you say, tell me, do you have a set of deuces? Just tell me whether you have a set of deuces. That's all I want to know. I don't want to know anything else. It seems like a stupid question. Like, the board's 10, Jack, Queen, King, Deuce. Why the fuck would you care about a set of deuces when the guy moves all in? So it seems very innocuous. But the thing is, if the guy has you, oftentimes he's more than happy to say, I don't have a set of deuces, or goof around with you about it. But if a guy's bluffing, he will never, ever, under any circumstances, say that he doesn't have a set of deuces. Because when a player is bluffing, they won't take any hand out of their range, number one. Number two, they don't, because of the nerves, they don't realize the absurdity of the question on that board texture. Okay? So what stakes does this work at? Works 100% of the time with fish at like 5-5, 5-10. 100% of the time. It just always works if they'll answer the question. Once you get up higher than that, you need a real whale at 10-20. And if you get up past 10-20, it's just not going to work anymore. You'd need a real whale. It'd have to be a home game. It will work in a home game at 50-100. But in a casino game, we're talking at the 5-10 level, right in there, where you still are getting like really unsophisticated players who are there to have fun. And the $1,000 isn't going to like change their life in any way. And they like the speech play. They like the talking. And they don't understand how that question is going to just fucking hang them every single time. So that's an example of using speech play. I hate calling it that. It's just so gay. I'm not allowed to say it's gay. I know I'm not allowed to say it's gay, but it's fucking gay. It's just an example of manipulating your opponent. And the reason that you can manipulate them is because you know how that entire exchange works. You've been through that exchange 1,000 times. This exchange is hitting them right now for the first time in their life. They don't know how to react. And so they just react the way that all other unsophisticated players react. And it's just like the cards might as well just be turned face up. So if the Kasuf guy and the other dude are doing this at the table on a more advanced level because they know how these conversations end and other people don't know how these conversations end, then hey, more power to them. I mean, I don't know. Somebody's going to, I don't know. I haven't seen anything wrong with it yet.
So if speech play won't work at the higher stakes, what kinds of things will?
Well, I mean, at higher,
Garrett, you got to give us some of this knowledge.
Yeah, like
I want you to butter my muffin right now, Limon.
Here's what works at higher stakes. I mean, at higher stakes, the most important thing is not poker anymore. The most important thing is getting invited to the game. And all of these pros are figuring this out, these quote unquote pros. The ones who are like, oh my God, I can't come. They have the best game now in Bobby's room, and they have the best game in Ivy's room, and they have the best game at Southern Highlands at the country club, and they have the best game here, and I can't get an invite, and it's unfair. It's unfair. That's when you're talking about big money stakes, the most important thing is getting a seat. And then once you get a seat, the second most important thing is always playing by the golden rule. And the golden rule in high stakes games is the guy losing the gold makes the rules. And if you violate that, there goes your invite. But if you don't violate that, you get to hang around. And the only thing that you need to do to make money in high stakes games, like good high stakes games, the private ones, the only thing, and they're all private now, there's no such thing as a public good high stakes game anymore, it doesn't exist. That's a bygone era. The only thing you need to do to make money in a good high stakes private game is be at the table. Because everything else has been taken care of for you. And you're not going to play your A game anyway. And the reason you're not going to play your A game is because you're always playing by the golden rule. And when you're always playing by the golden rule, you can't always play your A game. So there's your nugget for high stakes. These are small.
Did I ever tell you about the blueberry pancake story?
No, let's hear it.
Yeah, there was a whale in it was a 25-50 with 100 straddle. The game started out smaller. It was next to the Stones Live cash or Stones Live table, right? And I was doing commentary, and the whale really liked me. And he's like, "Hey, let me buy you in, and if you win, we'll split the profit. If you lose, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm
Right.
like, sure, whatever. The game revolved around this guy. And
Right.
he must have dusted off like $3 million that year into the game. I heard he went broke and then he made some more money, came back. But anyway, that night, he went and did cocaine in the bathroom. He was drinking doubles, threw up on himself. You know, the floor helped clean him up. Was tipping the waitresses like straight down their bras into their shirts. You know, like here's a 50, here's 100, right into their shirts. Everyone was pandering to him.
You're talking about
He
Nick.
ordered,
This is Nick Vertucci. This is Nick Vertucci.
No, this is not Nick Vertucci.
Hey, hickory dickory dock. No. All right, continue.
The guy orders blueberry pancakes. He's covered in his own puke. He's high out of his fucking gourd and drunk out of his mind. He goes outside to puke every once in a while. He grabs a blueberry pancake. He's like, who the fuck ordered this blueberry pancake? And he threw it against the wall. It stuck to the wall. The waitress quickly ran over because she didn't want him to get kicked out. She was like making hundreds off it.
Right.
The waitress quickly runs over, grabs it, cleans it up. No one says anything. Anything that guy wanted to do, we did.
Right.
If he wanted someone to show one card, they're showing a card.
Yeah.
Every fucking rule was broken for this guy. No one said a thing. No one called the floor. It was great.
That's the golden rule. And I mean, and here's the thing. Some dork right now, or maybe even not a dork, would say like, I'm not putting myself through that. I'm not debasing myself. That's fine. Don't. Get up, walk away from the table, and go do something else. But don't ruin it for the people who have no problem. Because it's just a different form of poker. It's the same thing that Steve Wynn is doing at the Wynn Casino in the High Limit Salon. In the High Limit Salon, there's a guy betting $100,000 a hand at Baccarat who is basically pure evil, you know? He's doing all kinds of horrible stuff to the dealers, throwing cards in their face, to then tipping them $1,000, to the cocktail waitresses, to everybody. And basically, you know, at some point, Steve Wynn needs to say to himself, like, win is enough. And until that reaches that point, everybody just keeps going, you know? Everybody just keeps taking the money. Whether you...
I actually was friends. I was friends with a high stakes host out there, and she was telling me people would just like throw their tampons into the table. They would like take a shit in the limo on the way there. They didn't give a fuck, and they would play high stakes, and like the casino just ate it, just like cleaned up after them, did everything they wanted.
Oh yeah, I know some of these guys. I've been around some of these guys. I have seen insanely boorish behavior for people who are willing to take out a 7-figure credit line and put that money in play. If you're willing to take out a 7-figure credit line and put that money in play, you know, you're gonna have one of those Feldman type guys with the knee pads on. They're gonna come and make sure you're happy.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I always think like what the psychology is behind that. Like when you have so much money, is life just so fucking boring because everything's so easy that you're just like, you know what? I'm going to take a fucking shit in this limousine before I go play high stakes. Because you know what? Because I fucking can. Like it's just like how they just want to edge like legal things. Like I'm not quite sure like what it is that would drive a human to act that way. It's wild to me.
Well, you know, it's like that old saying, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. They know they're throwing the party. And so since they're throwing the party, they're going to cry if they want to. They're going to have their tantrum. They're going to get their money's worth. So like, it's basically like, I know that I'm going to lose $100,000 tonight on average or something. What do I have to do to make it worth $100,000 to me? And they might not be thinking about this, you know, they might not be thinking about it consciously, but it's basically what they're doing. They're trying to extract their pound of flesh back. It's like, you're getting this from me, I'm getting that from you. Whether it's, going to the hotel room and stealing every fucking thing in the hotel room, or it's saying they want this or that or the other thing and wrecking this, breaking that. They want to see. They want to see where the line is because most gambling addicts are miserable. Most gambling addicts are miserable. It's very rare to find like the jolly gambling addict,
I really like that take because I always thought, like, why would you want to be pandered to by everyone around you just because you have money? But it's not that. Yeah, they just want their pound of flesh for the amount of money they've given.
Exactly right. And they want to be important. Okay, so like, if I go to the casino, right, and I lose a few big hands, I can't grab the deck and throw it in the air and yell 52 card pickup or something, right? But there are several Glendale residents who can. And it's a way to tell everybody else, I'm far more important than you. I can take this deck, throw it straight up in the fucking air and yell 52 card pickup, and nothing is going to happen to me. But if you do it, you're barred from the casino. So it's like they're trying to buy something inside them that makes them feel good because gambling makes them feel bad. But they cannot stop. And I hate to get into the whole dark psychology of gambling addiction, but it is a very, very bizarre addiction and it causes very, very bizarre behavior.
What's the worst thing you've seen?
I mean, lots of people who I've known at the casino have killed themselves. I mean, it's got to be.
Holy shit! At the fucking casino?
Well, no, not. Well, yes, some people have killed themselves at the casino, but no, it's just usually at a hotel room or something, a different hotel room than the casino hotel room. But yeah, there's
like outside of someone killing themselves, like what have you seen them do that's the craziest shit at the table?
I mean, there's been pissing under the table. That's no fun. There's been, sometimes it is actually sort of funny. There's been a lot of fist fights, obviously. I got some classic stories, fist fights. There's a lot of like very rude taunting of maybe people who don't have as much money as them, or maybe dealers or staff, which gets really brutal at times. And you do sort of at that time have to really like make a gut check on, what you're going to put up with. But usually you can like look at the dealer and know whether you should keep putting up with it or not. Because a lot of times the last person who wants you to like be a white knight and take a stand is the dealer. Because the player's telling the dealer, you're a piece of shit, I'd bury you in my fucking backyard, blah, 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 blah. How the fuck you get in this country? Yeah, endless, but the tips are just so much bigger that the dealer's like, what good does it do me to have somebody smile at me and give me $1? This guy says he's going to bury me in his backyard and just fucking tips me $1,000 when he wins a big pot. So like,
I love that.
so like sometimes you just have to like look at the dealer's eyes and say, and then dealers look right back at you like, I'm fine. Are you fine? Because I'm fine. And you just go on, Now, if it's a dealer that starts like crying or something, then usually the players will take care of it. They're not gonna, but I mean, most of the time, barring the waterworks, usually these are hardened. These dealers aren't like fucking Sunday school. The worst fucking dealer abusers are dealers. Man, when they fucking play in a game and they're the fucking player. Oh, if the dealer makes a mistake and they lose a pot, they fucking go off on them because they know the rule book. So they know how most dealers are gambling junkies, addicted gamblers. If you go to a casino and you see a table of dealers, it's going to be the worst fucking gamblers in the history of the world. If you see a bunch of floormen, pit bosses, dealers, worst fucking gamblers in the history of the world. They're all failed gamblers. So they usually know the deal. They get it. They're there for their tips. They know that every time that guy tosses them 100 or 500 or something, that it pays for the monkey that's on their back. So, yeah, you got to play everything by ear, obviously. I mean, yeah, fist fights, a lot of that sort of stuff. Some famous altercations, but a lot of just vulgar.
One-time dealer says, when Motor City Casino in downtown Detroit first opened, a cop blew his roll at 100-minute blackjack table and shot himself. Oh, 100 million? What? It says 100-minute, but he blew his roll at a blackjack table and he shot himself. Holy shit.
Yeah, suicide is, I mean, I'm telling you, in the mid-high poker community of just Los Angeles. Just Los Angeles. I've at least 6 suicides in my time of people that I'd played with every day for a year or maybe even years. Probably more than 6. I can't remember back that far. I've been going to the casino. But, it's always surprising when you find out. I mean, I've got some wild stories about that too. Maybe another show. But I've got some wild stories about suicides too at the casino. Maybe another show. Maybe we should. We've given WPT their money's worth tonight, Veronica.
Well, I want to shout out WPT for coming back to San Jose, and I will be there if you want to come check it out. It's WPT Bay 101 Shooting Star, October 17th through November 2nd. Come on down.
Hey, I want to
Limon for that main buy-in. You're gonna sell me at 1.2 markup.
I don't know anything about that. If I was there, if I would ever see you at the casino and you were playing a tournament, I would buy a piece, but I don't think that's ever going to happen since I don't go to the casino anymore. So there's no way.
No. I'm asking if you'll play the main and sell me a piece at 1.2 markup.
Oh, no, I'm not. Fuck no. I'm never playing a tournament ever under any circumstances. Tournaments
it would be like a torture chamber for you. It would be actually funny to watch.
It's the absolute worst. It's a shitty job. The whole reason to play poker is you come when you want, you leave when you want, you piss when you want, you eat when you want, you fuck around as much as you want to fuck around. You fuck with the rules of the game. You add a straddle. You add a card. You add a mixed game. Tournament is a job. It's just like a shitty fucking cubicle job with people you hate. You show up when they say to show up. You take a break when they say to take a break. You piss when they say piss. You fucking eat when they say eat. You leave when they say leave. Who would put themselves through this? Just go be an accountant or an engineer or something. It's fucking nonsense. It's the antithesis of the gambler's ethos. I'm a leader of men. So anyway, thank you.
Brought to you by WPT, folks.
Thank you for being my co-host tonight. You made the show a lot easier. You kept things moving. You read the chat for me because I'm too lazy to get reading glasses, I guess. And thank you to all the callers. We had a lot of great calls tonight, and I know some of you had many more questions. So call again on another night. I love to hear from you all. Without callers, there's no show. The calls are what make it great. So never feel like you don't have anything good to say or you have a dumb question. I would say there are no dumb questions, but there are actually lots of dumb questions. But we'll just still have fun with it regardless. Anything else before we go, Veronica?
No, I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me co-host with you. I was a big fan of yours even before I met you and Live at the Bike. So this has been awesome for me. And I hope that you get a burner phone, Lyman. If you tell me when your birthday is, I'll mail you a burner phone so you can get a new Twitter account and get banned.
I don't want to give them the free fucking content. Fuck him. Fuck that guy. Fuck Elon.
And by the way, you look very sexy tonight again.
Oh,
so
good.
I just wanted to let you know.
That's the most important thing. All right then, and you're invited back anytime, Veronica. Anytime. You make everything so much easier.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Anytime you need a co-host, I'd love to. If you need me, I'm there.
All
Have
right.
a great rest of your night. Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, thanks. There she goes.
Thanks, Sexy.
All right. The great Veronica Brill. There she goes. And there is the hold music. The hold music is, I guess, our play out music this evening. When this fucking phone setup, when I take the last caller off of hold, it starts playing the hold music. So I think that just might end up being our closing music from now on because it's gonna pop up at the end of the night no matter what. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends and neighbors about Pokersesh live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The callers are the show. You are the show. So don't forget to call in live, and we can all have a good time.